Alright, I'm going to be documenting what's going on with my vehicle. So, there's that battery light flicker. It'll go again. Go ahead for, there we go. There we go. That means we're going to have trouble. Alright, so I'm going to drive my vehicle. And they're watching that there. And, what'll happen is this vehicle drives really smooth, but it'll just, sometimes this battery will flicker. Although Heritage Ford checked it out less than a week ago and said it was just fine. And the gauges will sweep all the way to the far right, like the fuel will go to empty. Speed will go to the maximum, which is 120. Well, I'm going to take this out of gear. And then the RPM will go all the way up to 8,000, which is the maximum, even though the engine's not even doing that speed. Then the temperature gauge will go all the way to hot. Then all gauges will go back over to the left for a few seconds, and then they'll just go back to normal. So everything will be fine. The battery light will flicker. Then all the gauges will go over to the far right for a few seconds, then go all the way to the far left for a few seconds, and then just go back to normal. So this is after, and it did it just a couple hours ago. This is after I had a new instrument panel put in, Heritage Ford. I trust that they do good work because they're the work for the manufacturer of the vehicle. But I just don't think they nailed the right thing. I'm thinking it's a module or something like that, or a sensor, or whatever it is. So everything's all normal. This car drives just fine. I mean, it feels like it's gliding on air. It drives so smooth. And it's about the smoothest driving vehicle I think I ever owned. This 2003 Ford Escape. It's not a bad vehicle, really. But what could be causing that problem? And it usually does it oftentimes on the interstate. It will, but the transmission will jerk just a little bit, usually on the interstate. Well, normally that's not an issue. I'm not really worried, but you know, like a week or whatever ago, my headlights flickered whenever it did that, and that made me worried. I'm going to take the highway where it did it earlier. I was doing like 40, I think around 40 miles an hour. The car was driving just super smooth. And then the gauges went up and did that messed up thing. So I'm trying to duplicate it because Heritage Ford said they could not get it duplicated, which makes me think this thing's being a singing frog. Of course, usually my car stereo's on whenever it happens, but I think the only real criteria is that battery light would have to be flickering or staying on for it to happen. I mean, if the battery's really going bad, like it's been, like according to this indicator light, like it's supposedly been going bad, okay, we're in line for it to happen because the battery light just come on and then it went off. So if my battery really is going bad, like this indicator light's been doing for a whole month, then why does this thing start so good and so reliably, like every time? You know what I mean? I don't think it's the battery going bad. Like I said, I'm thinking it's some kind of sensor or module or whatever that reports info that works with the transmission or whatever. There we go. There it did it. Yep, there we go. documented the car was driving just smooth, completely as you would expect it to do. I mean, if you feel the way the vehicle drives right now, everything feels perfect, just fine within normal. You look at the instrumentation panel and something's weird. So let's see how many times it'll do it within a 5-minute span. So sometimes they'll do it like 3 times within the same minute. So we definitely got a problem. So the car stereo is not doing it because I don't have the stereo on right now, although normally I do. So I'm doing just over 40 miles an hour, so I'm actually doing a little bit under the speed limit, which somebody's getting a little bit impatient and riding my tail a little bit, as you can see right there. But, you know, hey, I'm trying to document something. Now I got video proof. And here in the local area where it could be test driven to reproduce the results. Normally it does it on the interstate. It does it much more frequently on Interstate 64 and Interstate 265. There we go. The span of I've been recording for almost 7 minutes and I already got it to produce it. Another thing, I've just paid so much attention to what's going on, and I'm so in tune with stuff in my peripheral vision and my field of view and all that I was driving by watching through the phone. And I mean, yeah, it does affect me a little bit. It decreases the efficiency of my driving, but I mean, unlike a bunch of these so-called normal people in this society that, like, I look at them, they're just looking right at the road and not noticing that they're about to merge and slam right into you. They don't pay attention to the light, the intersection that they're at, that the traffic light gives them the green arrow. They don't even pay attention to that. There's a lot of stuff they don't pay attention to while they're looking right at the road. You know, so there's a bunch of stupid stuff going on. So I've described the symptoms numerous times, you know, to be written down and given to the technicians, but they haven't found it yet. This is a new instrument panel, and, well, I was told it's a new instrument panel, and regardless of this, I still don't have that backlight there to tell me what my mileage is on my odometer. So I don't know what's going on. To me, it looks like this thing hadn't even been touched. So, but, you know, I got a bill for like $700. And I don't know, maybe what they did was within the instrument panel or whatever, and they don't actually need to change out the gauges. I mean, I'm really, really reluctant to call them a fraud because I don't think they are. I don't think they are a fraud. I mean, I heard that they're a pretty reputable place. But, you know, I don't know. It just... I mean, I'm not even a mechanic, and I'm just by the way this thing acts, I think it's some sensor or module or something screwing up. Alright, I'm at my destination. And now it's that time. Been recording for, I'm going to wait for it. Now I've been recording for 11 minutes exactly.